All right, man. Well, prediction market's kind of hot. Pack opening cards, TCGs, collectibles, kind of hot. You're like, hey, let's just smash these two together and see what results. It's probably not the founding story of Upshot. Why don't you clue us into the opportunity you see and what you're building?
Hey, how you going, Jess and Josh? It's super good to be here. But yeah, at Upshot, what we're trying to do here is mash two worlds together and mash two really exciting concepts together. We're really trying to reimagine prediction markets in the form factor of trading cards. If you think about Poly Market, Pokemon coming together, having a baby, you would get a product like us.
I mean, what's the insight here? Like, why do you think this is a better experience than just going to Polymarket and trading the markets you want to trade?
Don't get me wrong. I think prediction markets in its current form factor is great. Like Polymarket and Kalshi, they've clearly paved the way for everybody. But there's a few things that I've come to realize that the current form factor is simply unusable for the average person. It's extremely intimidating. When an average person logs onto the platform, all they see is confusing charts everywhere. And the thought of my mom or my grandma going up against professional traders is simply unfair. And throughout this past 2 years, I've got friends that have missed out on millions of dollars just because it was too hard for them. And I'm sure a lot of people in the audience have friends like that as well.
Who's missing out on millions of dollars because it's too, like, where are you making millions of dollars in prediction markets if you don't have, like, you got to have some pretty high conviction on a very offside market with a big bank to go and get that sort of exposure. So how does that happen?
There's tons of opportunity before prediction markets got as popular as they were today. There's a lot of different ways that regular people could get involved, but the way it's set up right now, and as it gets more efficient, it's going to get harder and harder just for the average person to be involved and make that kind of money.
Got it. Yeah, maybe walk us through the product experience or like an example of the type of thing like I'm going to be doing on Upshot.
Yeah. So, what we're doing on Upshot is we're really trying to lower the barriers of entry here for anybody, regardless of skill level. So what we have, like any trading card game, is the concept of mystery packs. So users will rip them open, reveal a bunch of cards. Every single card on Upshot is basically a prediction on the future. And when the prediction comes true, a user wins prizes. And most of our prizes are paid out in cash.
Got it. I'm interested. I think we maybe first talked 6 months ago. You were pretty early on in this journey. I'm curious how the platform's evolved, what hypotheses have maybe been proven right or proven wrong. Like how has kind of your vision for this thing changed?
Yeah, yeah. I think when you first met us, we were a really scrappy startup, and we were just trying to get that proof of concept to market. Since then, we've had more validation. We've won base batches this year. Our user tester base has grown. And what we do know is that trading cards is clearly a mechanic that Gen Z and millennials understand. They want it, they know it, it's so intuitive to them, and we're just applying a prediction twist to it.
Got it. So yeah, I think what's core to the trading card experience is that these are like collectibles that people want to own or have some kind of social cultural value outside of just their kind of monetary value. Like is that an important thing for you to go solve and build a big brand that has some kind of lindiness and cultural relevance, or does kind of slamming prediction markets into this just turn it into a pure financial game and this is just kind of a fun additional mechanic?
I think the mechanic of having trading cards also means that and some of the best cards will become historical artifacts. They'll become collectibles itself. Just imagine this: pulling a card of your favorite sports person or UFC fighters before they hit it big, and deep down inside, you have the conviction knowing that this card is going to be super popular and valuable one day. Having that card exist in the form of a prediction as well as a collectible makes total sense for a lot of people.
Okay, so there's a slightly different market structure underneath this or resolute. So like in that example you gave, it's kind of closer to rookie card collecting in some way, where I'm sort of pulling these cards, and they have sort of like I guess it's like XYZ fighter will win a championship at one point in time, and I guess just get to hold that as an option into the future. Is that kind of how it works?
That is part of it. So the beauty here is every card itself has a prize, which is the value of the underlying prediction if it comes true. But once the prediction or resolution date is over, these cards remain collectibles in a user's account and they can hold on to it. They can
Okay,
collect it like you would any other
so
collectible trading card.
there is a specific resolution date. Then it's not like 20 years in the future. If they win at any point in time in that 20 years, they're going to win. There's still sort of time boundness on these, which I
Yeah.
guess makes sense. Okay.
Most of our cards are time bound, but sometimes things happen before the time limit, and that's when these things can resolve earlier as well.
Right. I mean, can you tell us more about the market structure here? Because it feels very different when people are just ripping packs and I guess winning sides of the market versus this just being an open market that people are trading. So how do you kind of balance, like how do you determine the odds? How do you balance payouts, all that stuff?
Okay, so the difference with us is we're not actually a wrapper of traditional prediction markets, and we're not building some sort of DEX or share trading mechanism. The mechanism that powers Upshot behind the scenes is more akin to pari-mutuel, which is a very popular style in the sports betting world. And how it works is user pulls card from blind pack. Money that's used to mint the card goes into a prize pool, and winning cards basically unlock their share of a prize pool. And odds in our world, in the trading card world, is basically card rarity or reflected as card rarity. So rare cards, less people holding on to them, much bigger chunk of prizes for individual card holders, vice versa. Common cards, more people have them, smaller prize pools.
Got it. Okay. And your business model, like, where's your take here?
Okay, so this is where Upshot we take a percentage of total sales and revenue. We put a majority of the cash raised from any form of sales back into prize pools for the user. Now, the beauty of what we're building is we actually get to be a positive sum venue because there are many opportunities for potential sponsors from outside, from many different parts of this world, some of which I probably shouldn't disclose here, but we're going to announce more of that, which means as a platform, users actually get more value than the actual money that they put in. So this could be very attractive for a lot of people.
Interesting. Okay, so help me, maybe you can't get into specifics, but help me understand the type of external money that would come into a pool.
Okay, let's paint a picture here for you. Just imagine you rock up to a basketball game, and halftime comes, and a screen flashes and says, Josh, look under your chair," and both of you pull up a pack of cards that you can rip open, and each card's are predictions on the players, the league, and you know what? That card might be sponsored by someone like your favorite beer company out there. That's an example that we use. That not only are the prizes within the platform, but it could be sponsored from your favorite merchandise company, your favorite beverage company. Maybe you could win a car or a holiday as well on top of cash.
I'm interested in how you're bringing this product to market because I feel like, crypto natives very much understand prediction markets, probably, prefer to, they understand charts, probably prefer to just go directly to the market and trade. So it sounds like you're targeting a more broad audience. I'm interested in how you're thinking about bringing this thing to market and growing it and kind of who the target initial user base is.
You know what? That's a really good question. But first off, I think crypto bros will appreciate a product like this because for the very first time, it is something that they can share with their friends and family, and it can be part of the dinner conversation as well. Now, we're working with the best in the industry to bring this to market. Everything that Upshot has described so far is purely digital, but I think it would be super cool to tell you today that we're going to have physical packs coming to the US next year. So I've got some of these right here, which means that we have a new and super fun way to engage with users on a whole new level with a experience that is simultaneously offline and online.
Interesting. Where do you plan on distributing these cards, especially with like short expiry dates, make it more fun? Like, how do you make sure people are buying those within a day of them being released and winning?
Yeah, cool. So first off, we want to create a very seamless experience where it's super fair for people buying physical as well as digital. So packs themselves will come with several medium-term predictions. So and the rest of the cards will come with short-term predictions. Now, how we solve that problem for short-term is basically cards you get will essentially function almost like a QR code scratch off or scan. So you scan the cards, you redeem a digital twin on the platform as well, and that's how we get people the latest and most short-term predictions. But at the same time, we're going to guarantee that every pack itself will come with a rare card, which is a medium-term prediction. And some of these cards will be the best looking cards with the best prizes on Upshot. So that's how we balance the whole experience.
Interesting. I do like these types of conversations because I'm like, what? Like I think maybe the expectations that come into it with as far as like what a prediction market is, what a TCG is, kind of limiting my understanding of how they come together in the way that I think you are seeing them come together. And it sounds like you're just brute forcing that forward to being like, here's the multitude of ways that you can go and just start to experience it. So interesting. Okay, so consumers aren't, for the most part, going to want to play the pro games of prediction markets. They do love the pack opening experience. There's sort of this entire other distribution model here that maybe solves some of the challenges around pari-mutuel markets, in that the market sizes themselves are often a lot smaller than you'd get from a claw-based or traditional prediction market. And the result is some net new experience. So I'm assuming we're going to see these things pop up at actually, okay, let me zoom out here. Part of our conversation today leading into the show, and I think on the timeline more generally, is this sort of grappling with the shift in, it's called, from early adopters to early majority in crypto. This like crypto games for crypto people are maybe less interesting than bringing crypto into products that serve the mainstream, a conversation that has been long ongoing, but maybe now feels more real than ever. And so if you're sitting here going after building a crypto product, but going after a very much, sounds like a crypto adjacent or non-crypto audience, I'm curious what the go to market, how you sort of are positioning, shifting yourself to appeal to folks that maybe just don't seem like naturally inclined to doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, there's so much to unpack there, Jess. But first off, I think for the very first time, myself, I'm excited to launch this product because I think it has mass appeal and wide appeal. And the type of people that will be using Upshot will be very, very different to the types of people who will use traditional prediction markets. We are going after a whole product segment, but at the same time, we're actually broadening and opening up the market. And that's why we call ourselves Prediction Play. So the grand thesis here is predictions in general as a category will continue to grow, and there will emerge different form factors, such as ours. Now, to answer the question about COBs and efficiency within the system, the beauty of a system like Upshot is we actually solved the liquidity problem from day one, because the blind pack mechanism, in essence, actually solves the counterparty problem that a lot of prediction markets need to solve. So we have that system that allows us to scale demand to meet liquidity, which creates a very good seamless experience for the user. But at the same time, who I see using this, I think a lot of our test audience right now has validated our thesis. Millennials, Gen Zs, everyday people that want a stake in the internet zeitgeist, but meme coins seems too scammy. Everyday people that are prediction curious, but simply find it too hard. And everyday people that just want to collect cards as a way of expressing themselves and expressing their predictions on the future and on things that they love.
I mean, I'm looking here on your site, and you have a 2-week sprint contest that's open until Christmas Eve 2,500 entries ish and $41,000 in the prize pool. So there's definitely some real money on the line here. I think the next one you have on your website here is just about the $1,700 prize pool. I feel like all of those are enough to get people off of their butts and actually doing something. So for that $41,000 prize pool, what is different about that contest that's made it sort of like the outlier here on the site?
Right. So the 40,000 prize pool that you're looking at, that's the first contest that we launched. It is actually a new feature that Upshot announced last week. What it is a system that allows you to submit a couple of cards that you have high conviction in, and you rank against other players based on how big your total payout is. And the total pot that people can win from is over $45,000, I believe, right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's exciting is with Upshot, we picked the name Upshot for the dictionary meaning that someone could potentially score a grand prize just from a $5 pack. And that's what we want to create. We want to create that really crazy asymmetrical outcome that is very accessible for anyone to use.
Nice. Very cool. So what's the call to action here for people who are maybe intrigued by the product? Can they just go to the site and buy a pack and get in this tournament?
100%. So right now we are a pre-launch product. So you need an invite code to get in. What you can do is you can message me, you can message the main account, or you can tag us saying you like an invite code, and one of our team members will reach out. Now we are gearing up towards a full launch in about a month and a half to 2 months time. So I suggest everyone get in, start using the platform. There is a perpetual rewards program that we have. A lot of the finer details have yet to be announced, but you would definitely want to get in early.
Cool. Okay, so this is sort of testnet money here on the platform right now.
This is testnet money with real money going to be injected in the system very, very soon.
Like this year or next year type thing?
Probably end of this year, so in a few weeks' time.
Okay, so you're like, I'm working through the holidays, baby. We're going to be out here. The VCs are going to be skiing in Aspen. And you, sir, are going to be shilling cards and predictions on the future with real money.
Team Upshot probably hasn't slept for 2 weeks, and I imagine that will unfortunately stay awake the whole holiday season as well. It's part of the fun of building in startups.
The drugs are just so much better these days, Josh. Just incredible technology. All right, man. Well, appreciate you hopping on. I think, I think you and Josh talked months ago, so it's exciting to see the progress you've made. I think you raised some money on the way here as well and are building out this product, so giddy up.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm super proud to be here. And Josh, I appreciate you talking to me about this a few months ago. I've taken a lot of what you told me as feedback, and I guess you'll see more and more on how we will iterate.
Nice. My favorite thing to do is just get in the weeds with founders, try to conceptualize their future and just react to it. So love to hear that.
Amazing, man. Well, good luck. I do hope you get some sleep, but excited to watch as you bring this live.
Thank you very much, Jess and Josh. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Peace, man.
Cheers.